as you said, it took two guys out on that screen to get that shooter open.
Good hustle by both teams. Aaron Williams, who was a question mark for tonight's game, talked about tendonitis in his right knee, was looked into earlier. Sandy Martin, one of the Nets star players, coming off an outstanding review. Signed on his back leg did not make the coach. Also a tendonitis problem in his left knee. Pass. Alexander looks strong. First down is Harris with it. Here's Harris. Rebounded by Brown, able to reach over Marshall.
And that's what he's got to do. I mean, that's what they need him for. They need him to rebound, to defend. His offense will come because obviously he has those skills. He's got to be able to post up a little bit more on offense, though.
Good play by Marshall to break it up as Jordan was looking to post. 6.5 remaining in this first half. Marv Albert with Bizarre, Mike Fratello, John Thompson. Nets with a 40-26 lead over the Washington Wizards. Michael Jordan making his home preseason debut as a member of the Wizards. And the foul is called on Whitney. That is his second. Here comes Keith Van Horn checking back in. Goodrich sits down. And the rookie Richard Jefferson back on the floor. He opened up by defending on Michael Jordan. Jefferson throwing in. Eric Dial right now, the early line favorite to win the backup point job behind Jason Kidd.
I'd hate to have to open up having to guard Michael Jordan and trying to make a team.
Harris. And a loose ball foul called on the Nets.
Wizards are doing a much better job, Michael, cutting off penetration now. The Nets aren't getting all the way to the basket. They're closing the floor. They're giving support and rotating a little bit better.
So now you see Jersey draw and kick. Now they're getting the big men to commit and stop their penetration to the basket. Now they're trying to find their open teammates on the perimeter who in turn have to step up and make shots.
The thing I'm liking, too, is now I'm seeing Brown at least become more conscious of going to the defensive board. Watching him in practice, I didn't see him react as much as I would have liked for him to have reacted to the big man things. He didn't get that rebound, but he's conscious of going after it, and that's what the Wizards need.
Imagine the adjustment for this young man. The whole season last year in Brunswick, Georgia, he may have been challenged 3 times the whole year, according to what Doug Collins said. 3 games when Doug sat with him and said, how many times do you really have to get up for a game and really work at it? He said, well, maybe 3 games. Well, this is 82 games that they're coming after you.
Well, that's one of the things in watching it. Well, even on that one, he challenged that shot, and that's good. That's another big man thing. But Michael Jordan has tried to help him a lot, as we saw in practice, and counsel him and giving him a lot of guidance. But I don't feel sorry for him because his paycheck doesn't say student on it.
19 years old, who celebrate his 20th birthday next March. Brown looked to go baseline. Got it back to Alexander. Shot clock running down. And as Popeye Jones trying to tip it home, a loose ball foul is called. Timeout is taken with 5.5 remaining in this first half. The Nets lead by 16.
Now the same feeling is available in a car.
Zoom, zoom, zoom.
Introducing the all-new Mazda Protege 5.
Yeah, zoom, 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 zoom. Zoom, zoom, zoom. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Same feeling.
Zoom, zoom.
New form.
Hey, mama.
Question: why do so many people trust Sleepy's? Perhaps because Sleepy's sells the world's finest quality mattresses at savings of 20% off other stores' advertised prices guaranteed, or the mattress is free plus $500. Sleepy's delivers when you want, everywhere, every day, and we guarantee your comfort. Sleepy's, 3 generations, 70 years, over 200 convenience stores, where the customer always comes first. Time
Time Warner Cable gives you more great channels on every TV in your home.
I couldn't believe how much the satellite company wanted to charge me. The service on every TV set in my house.
The satellite dish is so expensive. I have to pay for activation, installation, and extra equipment, too.
With Time Warner Cable, there are no extra costs to get great channels on all my TVs. So my family gets everything they want for one low price.
Time Warner Cable, the very best in TV, keeps getting better.
The NBA on TNT is brought to you by Mazda, who invites you to discover the sheer joy of motion. And by McDonald's. We love to see you smile.
Well, Tuesday nights on TNT fall under the spell of Charmed.
Meet three sisters
Something weird is going on here.
who are about to put you under their spell. Charmed is on TNT.
Five and a half remaining in this first half. It's the Nets 42, the Wizards 26. Both teams now over the foul limit. Foul a moment ago called on Kwame Brown, putting Aaron Williams at the line. Biggest lead of the night for New Jersey. Ron Lue is back on the floor. Michael Jordan playing at a small forward position up front with Popeye Jones and Kwame Brown. Jordan, yes.
You know what was great about that? Brown was open inside and wanted the ball real quick, but Michael knows the importance of running the system, particularly in an exhibition game. He just calmed him down, forced him to run the play, and off of the play they got a shot, which will give them confidence once the season starts.
They run this thing all the way through, John, just as you mentioned. They stay with it. They get a screen down on Michael at the end. They have to swing him and burst in the ball, and then his jumper is picture perfect as he goes up.
Well, particularly in exhibition, the young kid, Mike, wants to shoot it with the first thing coming. A coach, as Michael Jordan is on the floor, wants to do what he has to do to get him open, as he did right there.
Jordan trying to set up Brown, but did not get off the good shot.
He didn't realize how close he was to the backboard. He could have taken it and powered it up right from there for a layup.
Doesn't have a lot of shots in there, Mike. That's what he's got to improve on. I'm more impressed with him in this game because I see him doing more big man things. But he's got to make himself have an inside presence, and then his outside game is really going to be phenomenal.
And a pushing foul. Popeye Jones with a good hustle.
You think all of a sudden Brown now turns around and shoots. Kwame's used to a high school kid being there, and these big fellas are fan. And he said, oh, my God, now something's between me and the basket. I think that'll make you throw up some quickies, too.
Yeah, it changes your perspective of the game a little bit.
Look at Michael. Michael's now giving him some guidance, talking with him. The thing I think is beautiful about Michael doing that is he does it before the action as well as after the action and gives this kid confidence.
Michael looks at it as if this is my project. I mean, they drafted him, and now Michael has come back. He works with him every day in practice, and we saw yesterday. I mean, Michael will be very positive with him, constructive, okay, in his criticism. Then, you know, at times he'll come back and say the hard things that he has to say to him also to make the youngster understand that that's not how it's supposed to be done.
And I don't even think they've heard the hard things yet.
No.
Wait until they get in the regular season game. This man wants to win. That's the one thing we know about Michael Jordan.
Coming up on 4 minutes remaining in the first half. Van Horn gives it back. Here's Kittles. Beautiful stroke from downtown by Kerry Kittles.
And that's what you were talking about, Mike. They're closing up the middle. They're penetrating and pitching it out real well. I like the way this Jersey team is playing now. They're playing together and they're playing with intelligence.
Some of these young guys may not remember Kerry Kittles from a couple years ago. They understand that he's a pretty good basketball player. He can shoot the basketball when he gets it going.
Alexander and Williams with the rebound. There's Dial operating at the point. Dial around Lue. Will it count? Yes, it does. And the foul. He got the call on the continuation.
Well, the interesting thing about that, everybody talks about Lou's defensive presence, and obviously he is good. He did a great job in guarding Allen Iverson, but he's accustomed to having Shaquille O'Neal in the back now to stop it. You can become very aggressive if Shaquille O'Neal is in the back. Shaquille, I hate to tell you, ain't there no more, fellas.
No, and he did his probably greatest work against Allen Iverson when Allen did not have the basketball, denying him the basketball, and then once Allen caught it and did put it down, as you mentioned, there was someone real big back there.
The big fella back there helps defensive pressure an awful lot.
During Laker practices during the finals, Tyronn Lue played the role of Allen Iverson, and then, as you mentioned, did the great shadow job. The Wizards coaching staff very upset with Lue off that last drive by Dial. Here's Jordan. Yes.
Well, if Tyronn Lue is going to be their starting point guard, and Doug mentioned the big positive he gives him is pushing the ball back at other people, they need him to stop people off the dribble. That has to be one of his main jobs, the defensive end.
And that's why the support, the rotation's got to be there, because the guys in this league are too good, as you know, Mike. If you put a lot of pressure on a guy, he's going to penetrate to the basket, and you've got to get some help from somebody. You've got to at least feel secure enough to be aggressive.
Van Horn will go to the line. Jordan is now 4 for 7 from the field. He has 10 points. Byron Scott takes a timeout with 2:46 remaining in this first half. Here's Jordan with the fake on Marshall and hits.
What would happen if an SUV were raised by a family of sports cars?
Zoom, zoom. Zoom, zoom, zoom. Zoom, zoom, zoom. Yeah, zoom, 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 zoom. Zoom, zoom, zoom. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
The 200 horsepower Mazda Tribute. The SUV with the soul of a sports car.
Hey, what you doing?
Playing solitaire.
I can take a hint. Any chance you get?
I chipped a nail.
Try to hang on. I'll go for help. Any way you can.
Wouldn't you love to go to Europe?
Yep. Get to McDonald's now and try some of the unexpected new tastes on McDonald's new taste menu.
Honey, do we have a...
Trombone? No, I'll go buy one.
Unexpected new tastes at your favorite place. Now on McDonald's new taste menu.
Feel the excitement. Live the experience. Come be a part of the action. Get your tickets now to the world's greatest game, live and in person. Call 1-800-NBA-TICKS or log on to NBA.com for tickets. There's nothing better than being there. Tickets are on sale now.
In his second year as head coach of the Nets, Byron Scott, a member of 3 Laker championship teams during the Showtime era. However, back in 1991, Byron was at the wrong end in terms of the win column as he faces a fellow by the name of Michael Jordan. This Michael's first NBA championship. The Lakers losing to the Bulls in 5, and Jordan, the 1991 MVP of the finals, averaged 31 points per game, 8 assists, 6 rebounds in that playoff series.
You spoke about Byron being at the wrong end. He joins a club of a whole lot of folks being at the wrong end of that man's jump shot. And I tell you what, he hasn't lost a heck of a lot in watching him, Mike. He doesn't do the putbacks. He doesn't rebound as much as he had in the past. But I tell you what, he's still got it.
Yes, and as they did at the end of his days in Chicago, the offense was adjusted and adapted to a different Michael Jordan than the one that first came into the league during his early years. And that's what Doug Collins is doing here. They'll get Michael down low, as you mentioned earlier, most of the time, make him the primary threat from the post area, and he'll get his share of jump shots from the outside.
Yeah, there's one right there that comes up short. John, when the announcement was first made that first Michael was considering the comeback, and then he came out finally and said he would, as I recall on your radio show in Washington, you were not in favor of it. You didn't think it was a good move.
Well, not at all. I wanted to see him stay in administration. I think Michael was a very intelligent person. I wanted to see him do that. But I respected the fact that he didn't become incarcerated by his reputation and did the thing that he felt comfortable doing. But I did want him to stay in administration.
Here's Jordan drawing the foul. It counts. The basket counts, and Jordan to the line as he's hit by Marshall. What timing by Michael.
I'm kind of chuckling here because Donnie Marshall gave this incredulous look to the official, like, who me fouling? But I think he needs to understand who he just was leaning up against. That's going to happen an awful lot this year. When Michael gives you that fake, you lean into him a little bit, he's going to get the call.
Well, the thing that was very impressive with that move, he had to use a lot of legs, and right now he's trying to get his legs under him, as is the case with most of the older pros right now. But he used a lot of leg movement to get that shot.
Jordan has 7 of the last 9 Wizard points. It's a 16-point game. The Nets with the lead. Here's Kittles. Williams lost it. Last touch, though. The Wizard. Have you changed your mind in watching Michael during the preseason, or you still feel that he should have stayed retired?
Well, I changed my mind because I enjoy him as an entertainer, and I think that he has the right to do what he wants to do, and I respect the fact that he wasn't afraid of protecting his image and got out here and participated. But I wanted it just as much to see him do the things administratively that I knew he could do.
Jason Kidd with the move on Tyronn Lue.
And beside that, Bob, I love watching him play.
I think we see a little turn here.
Yes, we do. We do.
Foul is called. It's an offensive foul. It's on Kwame Brown. That's his second.
Yeah, you know, but that wasn't all that bad because going back to yesterday's practice, they were working with Kwame Brown on how to post up. I mean, that's something you assume a big man would know. Yet Doug Collins and his staff broke it down into exactly how they want him posting up. They didn't like what they saw during practice yesterday.
Well, and as you know, Mike, you've got to make some mistakes out there, particularly with this kid. Doug's got enough courage to go with him until he learns. The kid is raw. He's not green, he's raw. But he's got a lot of talent, and one day will be a great star in this league.
11 points now from Keith Van Horn. We're under a minute remaining in this first half. Jordan got the step and is fouled, hit hard from behind by Marshall.
I like the presence that time by Kwame Brown. He turned and pivoted, and look, he passed by 2 other people until he finally found Michael on the weak side of the floor. Great presence by the big man. He's looking, nothing there, nothing there. That's the third option where he found Michael across the floor. Pretty good decision, by the way.
Very good decision, especially when you're passing it to the boss. He's not a dumb fellow. He may be inexperienced, but he's certainly not stupid.
Michael Jordan has played 15 minutes. He now has 14 points. You saw the stat line, 5 for 9 from the field, 4 for 4 from the line.
Sometimes in watching him, Bob, you just get the impression that he's holding back something, waiting for the real McCoy to start so he can explode.
And the Wizards will face the real McCoy, the regular season opening a week from Tuesday night. Kerry Kittles again at Madison Square Garden against the New York Knicks.
John mentioned earlier that New Jersey's offense is fun to watch. I mean, how many baskets have they gotten off of just simple basketball plays? Back cuts, jam, guard around, fake a handoff, dribble to the middle of the floor, wind up with an open look at the basket.
Coming up on 10 seconds remaining in the half as Kidd works the clock down. Final seconds, Kittles unleashing. So at the half, it's the New Jersey Nets 55 and the Washington Wizards 37. The Nets led by Kittles with 12 and Horn with 11. 5 assists, 5 rebounds for Kidd. And Michael Jordan with 15 points in 16 minutes of play. 5 for 9 from the field and 5 for 5 from the foul line. Coming up, our AT&T halftime report. The Nets have led by as many as 19. They're up by 18 at halftime.